some teacher might have already told that you might have a subjective assessment towards the end of September, maybe late September or early October. Did anyone talk about this with you people?
Yes, ma'am. Vanita ma'am discussed this in detail.
Oh, perfect. Give me some details also because I haven't had a chance to talk to her.
One of the major details is that our cameras will be on during the test. Secondly, it will be a 50 marks test, and there will be 10 MCQs too. And we have to type the short answer questions, and for the long answer questions, we have to write it in our notebook, click a picture, and then upload. And what else did she say? Yeah, she also said the duration of the paper. I don't remember the duration.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
Okay. Anything else that Shiva might have skipped? Pranay? Oh, okay, Pranay. Thank you. This is your way of reminding.
We need to keep our cameras on.
Yeah, he mentioned that. For the work that you people did for those articles and categorizing your work, I would just want to tell you one thing. I told Pranay that there was something in his article that I wanted to discuss with you people. Told him to remind me to discuss the same in the class. Pranay's way of reminding is dropping in one word, article in the chat box. Alright, I'll get to that later. That's a good article, people. Pranay, I remember, do not send another article. Alright, let's finish budget today. Alright, in the previous class, we spoke of the objectives of budget. We spoke of how price stability is important. We spoke of how economic stability is important. We spoke of reallocation of resources happening. We spoke of inequalities that can be targeted through progressive taxation and how we end up having regressive taxation through indirect taxes. Before that class, we were talking about deficits. I think we have already done revenue deficit, where we are trying to find the difference between revenue expenditure and revenue receipt. Anyone who wants me to talk about revenue deficit one more time?
So, ma'am, we got it.
All right. In just maybe 2 lines, then revenue deficit. How exactly are we finding it? We're finding the difference between revenue expenditure and revenue receipt. Why exactly is it a matter of concern? Because you are unable to fund your day-to-day activities, and if you are unable to fund your day-to-day activities, you end up relying on capital receipts to fund your day-to-day activities. Capital receipts were where you either sell off an asset or you take a loan. Both of them are not a good idea for meeting your day-to-day activities. So this ends up as a warning for the government. People, there's some construction happening. Please bear with me. Next, this one is very important, and if you pick up any newspaper article, they'll talk a lot about fiscal deficit. Before I discuss fiscal deficit, I would want you people to read this. Then we'll talk about this.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we done reading? Alright, I'm assuming you're done reading. When we're talking about fiscal deficit, we're basically looking at the excess of the total expenditure over total receipts, excluding borrowings. This is also the formula. The definition in itself is also the formula. So what exactly are we looking at as the formula? आप total budget expenditure देखते हो. Total budget expenditure would be your capital expenditure plus your revenue expenditure. अगर मैं total budget expenditure बोल दूं या मैं capital expenditure plus revenue expenditure बोल दूं, एक ही बात है. Once we have the total expenditure, we subtract the budget receipts excluding borrowings. Excluding borrowings मतलब आप सारे revenue निकाल लोगे, आप इनका you will find the revenue receipts, you will find the capital receipts, but you will subtract the borrowings that are there. Once you have your total budgetary expenditure, once you have your budgetary receipts excluding borrowings, you fill it in the formula, आपको वहां से अपना fiscal deficit मिल जाता है. Before I proceed, do we have any questions so far?
Ma'am, the reason for borrowings?
I was about to ask someone who can think and tell me why are we excluding borrowings if I'm trying to find out the deficit that we are running.
Ma'am, maybe because that's a liability. It's not our gain. We are liable to pay it in future.
Thank you so much. A very simple logic. When I'm trying to find the deficit, I'm simply looking at expenditure भी नहीं कहती, ठीक है, expenditure minus my income. अब income के भी different forms हैं. Income मेरा capital receipt हो सकता है in form of say selling of my asset या revenue receipt हो सकता है. However, a capital receipt which has come out of a borrowing is not my income. The moment I include my borrowing also, फिर मेरा deficit ही zero हो जाएगा. Deficit zero अगर मैं कहती हूँ मेरा expenditure 1000 rupees है, मेरी income 500 rupees है, मतलब I am running a deficit of 500 rupees. In very simple language. अगर अब मैं कहती हूँ मेरा expenditure 1000 rupees है, मेरी income 500 rupees है, and I took a loan from Raghav of 500. अब मेरा deficit zero आता है. If I include my borrowings, that is the 500, is it giving a true picture that I have no liability whatsoever?
No, ma'am.
When you want to know your liability, when you want to know what exactly is it that you owe, आप borrowings minus कर दोगे. The moment you subtract your borrowings, now you will get to know where exactly do you stand. आप अपना खर्चा देखोगे, आप अपनी income देखोगे. Income can be from any source or inflow of money from any source, but not a liability, no? तो आपने जो savings या जो आपने borrowings consider कर रखी हैं, that is not your money to be counted as income. Hence, we find your total receipts, but we do not include borrowing of any nature. Shashank, did I answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Basically, it's because of liability nature, that is why we are not including it.
Exactly. The moment I include it, तो मेरा fiscal deficit ही zero आ जाएगा. फिर मुझे पता ही नहीं चलेगा what exactly is it that I owe to different people as a country. Please keep this discussion in mind because rarely in any book have I found this discussion about why borrowings are excluded. So everyone will give you this formula that borrowings are not to be included will not tell you the reason. एक second, sorry. One more thing I would want to use from this example, when I took this example of how my income is 500 and how I borrowed 500, very often your books end up saying कि जो आपका fiscal deficit है is equal to borrowings. यहाँ पर अगर मैंने एक्सपेंडिचर और इनकम लिया है तो मैं 500 को अपना फिस्कल डेफिसिट बोल रही हूँ. यहाँ पे जो मैंने राघव से लोन लिया है मैं इसको फिस्कल डेफिसिट बोल रही हूँ. Why do you think am I saying that my fiscal deficit is always equal to the total borrowings?
Ma'am, may I answer this question?
Please do.
Ma'am, I think it is because जब भी आप लोन लेंगे, जब भी आपके पास कोई डिफिशिट होगा तो फिर आपको उसका पेमेंट तो करनी पड़ेगी. अब आपके पास कोई अपनी इनकम नहीं है तो आपको लोन लेना ही पड़ेगा उतने ही अमाउंट का उस वाली लायबिलिटी को खत्म करने के लिए.
Thank you. So if you're running a deficit, you'll take an equivalent loan to meet that deficit. So if I say this is my case 1, doing it properly, I say that my fiscal deficit is 200. This is my case 2. जितना भी मैंने borrow किया है, I will borrow to meet my deficit so that it comes out to be 0. Hence, we end up saying very often that fiscal deficit is equal to the borrowings of a country. Any questions here? Anything that is not, doesn't really sound settling to us? Anything that you would want me to repeat?
Ma'am, why are we actually calculating fiscal deficit? We can actually calculate the external borrowings and that would be it, I guess.
To know how much you need to borrow, you will have to have an idea, no? How exactly do you get to know कि कितना borrow करना है? You will have to see how much you've spent and you will have to see how much can you cover from your internal sources of revenue, and then you'll have to find the difference.
Yes, ma'am, got it. Ma'am, in this receipts part, are we like taking into consideration the capital gains, not from the borrowings, but from like disinvestment and maybe?
That is included because that is government's money. You don't owe it to someone else. You can use it whatever way you want to. You cannot include liability because that is not your money. You ultimately have to return. Disinvestment की proceeds आपको return नहीं करनी है.
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Similarly, if you get a financial aid or a grant, these are transfer incomes. आपको बस किसी ने पैसा दे दिया, you don't have to return. If I talk about a loan, that has to be returned. तो आप देखोगे कि आपकी क्या liability है, and you will not include your liability, you'll just include the money that you owe. All right, proceeding further then, I'm removing this. Another way of finding fiscal deficit, आप total expenditure देखते हो. Total expenditure मैं पहले भी बता चुकी हूँ, will be capital expenditure plus revenue expenditure, and you subtract your receipts which are not of any debt nature. Debt nature या borrowings नहीं है. How are they writing it? Another way of writing the same thing, they're talking about revenue receipts plus non-debt capital receipt. Non-debt मतलब again आप borrowing subtract कर दोगे. Another way of writing the same formula. Take a moment to just read this, please.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Please ask.
It's a out of the box doubt. Ma'am, very often we have seen that the government of India gives grants to other countries. So then why aren't they using that money to improve their own country? What is the motive of doing that?
Ma'am, may I answer this question?
Please go ahead.
Shashank, what I can understand is there's this thing called international relations. If you are helping someone in distress now, then you can expect others to help when you are in distress. It's just a give and take. International relations should be improved at all costs.
Yes, but India gave some grants to Nepal a long time back. I don't remember exactly, but now Nepal is not on our side. That's what I can relate from whatever is happening in the world. So my question, so there is no point in giving grants to such countries who will not help us in future.
I'll tell you, if you are talking about Nepal, Shashank, then India might have given Nepal some grants earlier, but China actually gave them bigger grants now. So they'll be taking the side of China if we see logically, right?
But during the distress times, we helped Nepal first by giving a lot of money. So initially they should be helping us. Then what? Then there is no point in giving grants now.
Uh, what exactly are you talking about? Which incident? I'm not getting you. If you're talking about Oli and his announcements, then I'll tell you that Oli has been, voted out of by his own party too. So there's no benefit in talking about a person like him because he might be a sold out person. But if you are talking about Nepal as a country, it's also a nationalized nation and it knows what's best for it too. And China is also betraying Nepal if we see in some territories. And Nepal is coming to its right mind if we talk about the present situation.
All right, Shashank, just to conclude this, I'll give you a very simple analogy. I think I've already given this analogy one more time somewhere else. Whenever you go to a hotel, very often we end up tipping the waiters. So if I'm a regular at a certain restaurant, I generously tip the waiter. Why do you think I tip the waiter?
So that next time if I go or if you go, then he will help you.
Exactly. I am looking for better services. You cannot think that people have such big hearts that they're simply helping without any vested interest. If I am helping a nation currently, if I am helping them in whatever, if I say the Kathmandu earthquake that happened, India helped them at the time of distress in hopes that whatever you can do for us, you will do it. Similarly, other countries also do that. So very often we get grants from United States, we get grants from other parts. We also give grants to say Bangladesh to help people, and just in case we need help in future, we'll we'll take them as an asset and we'll access them as a resource. What you're trying to talk about, Nepal and China, China happens to be a very strong country, not just financially. They have a bigger army, they can easily bully you into doing something. If you And history supports that. If you see about how China has taken a major control over Tibet and how they've exercised their control there, again, you're not just looking at financial resources, you're also looking at army. So the portion where you're getting into more deep politics. I'll just give you one small aspect, that helping each other in times of need can simply assure that you have an ally whenever you need one. International politics, Abed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Another thing, coming to your question of why do we do it and why don't we use that money for our purposes? One, as Shivam said, you're looking at international relations. Also, certain things are questionable. If I bring you back to the problem of what to produce and how to produce and for whom to produce, what to produce में हम देखते थे कि आप क्या good produce कर रहे हैं and in what quantity. You will always have a trade-off. You can either use money for your own country or you can use it elsewhere. Depending upon whatever gives the government the maximum satisfaction, they'll take that decision. Now, that decision, it is not necessary that you have to agree with their decision. All right, moving forward. Talking about once we have a fiscal deficit, how exactly can we meet a fiscal deficit? There are different ways of doing so. Two out of them are mentioned here. One, you can take borrowings. You can either borrow from internal sources. Internal sources हो जाएंगे आपके अपने banks or maybe the public that you have. Public से कैसे borrow करते हो? You can borrow in form of government bonds or treasury bills, howsoever, or you borrow from commercial banks. This is internally you are borrowing. You can also borrow from external sources. You can borrow from commercial banks of different countries. You can borrow from central banks of different countries. We can borrow from World Bank altogether. However, borrowing coming from whatever nature, whatever source, it is not really considered to be a good way of financing your deficit. Reason is here. आपको interest के साथ repay करना पड़ेगा. So if you're borrowing 10,000 for instance, interest चाहे कितना ही low हो, in absolute figures it will be too much for a country to repay. इसीलिए borrowings are not really a good idea. Though we end up borrowing because we do not or we are unable to find an alternate, but borrowings as an overall solution is criticized very often. We have another which goes by the name of deficit financing. Deficit financing simply says that the RBI can print in more money for us. Now, printing in more money will also have certain disadvantages. I'll change the page. सोच के बताओ. Printing in more money, what problems can we face?
Indian currency might devalue. Actually, will devalue.
You will look at a devaluation of your currency. Taken, Ishika? Taken. You're increasing the burdens of a black economy eventually. And I'm looking for one particular term also.
मैम मनी रोटेशन ज्यादा होगा मार्केट में
तो उसको क्या हो जाता है?
Inflation. Inflation.
Inflationary pressure.
You can look at inflationary tendencies coming in. When the money supply increases, when there is more money in the hands of either the commercial bank or the public, people will ask for more goods and services. Asking for more goods and services and having goods and services in supply, आपका aggregate supply तो constant ही रहेगा एक point के बाद. जितना आप गुड्स बना सकते हो एक इकोनॉमी में और जितने आप सर्विसेज बना सकते हो वो एक पॉइंट के बाद कांस्टेंट हो जाएंगे क्योंकि हमारे रिसोर्सेज कांस्टेंट हैं. लेकिन अगर आप लोगों को पैसा देते रहते हो और प्रोडक्शन नहीं बढ़ता है, सिंपली क्या होगा? अब लोग, इट इज सिंपली और सिजर्स डायग्राम. डिमांड बढ़ेगी, सप्लाई कांस्टेंट रहता है, तो आपका प्राइस ही बढ़ेगा और कुछ नहीं बढ़ेगा. इन्फ्लेशनरी टेंडेंसीज होती हैं विच विल नॉट बी अ गुड साइन at least for the poor people of your country, क्योंकि उनकी इनकम बढ़ती नहीं है, प्राइस बढ़ जाएगा. How exactly are we looking at them affording goods? That becomes a major challenge.
Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Listening, Shiva.
Yeah. So I came across a new view to this problem some days ago. USA and countries like Japan and advanced countries, they can print as many notes as they want. They can print as much currency as they want. India cannot because of certain laws. What I observed was that उनकी countries में जो capital है उसकी कमी नहीं है. उसकी लेबर की भले ही कमी हो, बट कैपिटल की कमी ना होने की वजह से उनकी कंट्रीज काफी एडवांस हो गई हैं. इंडिया में लेबर की कोई कमी नहीं है, लेबर एबंडेंट है, बट कैपिटल की कमी है. सो मैम, इस वाली प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए अगर इंडिया के पास भी राइट हो जाए, आ जाए उसका मतलब अनलिमिटेड करेंसी वो प्रिंट करने का, मैम क्या इंडिया की सिचुएशन भी बेटर नहीं हो सकती?
Shivam, no one can stop us from printing currency. If RBI decides to print currency today, they can do it. ऐसा नहीं है that anyone can stop. When could people stop? When we had the gold standard. Gold standard क्या कहता था कि आपके पास कंट्री में जितना गोल्ड है आप सिर्फ उसका इक्विवेलेंट करेंसी इन सर्कुलेशन रख सकते हो. We moved away from gold standard way back. And how did it start? It also started when United States had a lot of loan vis-a-vis other countries. That is when they decided कि हम gold standard नहीं कर रहे हैं. That is when they decided हम और currency print कर रहे हैं. And that is when they thought of repaying the loan. Since they were the first ones to break that rule, now others also break that rule. So whenever they think they want to print currency, they can print currency. Case in point, Venezuela. I think someone did a project also on Venezuela here. No, that was DRC. Never mind. But we can print currency, Shiva.
Ma'am, I had the same doubt.
Ma'am, I'm not sure that India has the right to print unlimited currency.
Do you want to print unlimited currency? Unlimited currency क्या होता है?
Not unlimited currency, as in as much currency as we want on any particular day. I
Who's
don't think
stopping us?
the government has the right. I'll just Google it and I'll let you know.
Do that. Shashank, your question?
Yes, ma'am, I had the same doubt that money supply or printing currency depends on gold reserves only. So, ma'am, and now you are saying that we don't follow that system. Why? What happened actually? What really happened at that time? I didn't understand.
All right, I'll just give you a very brief outline. We had something like we had Bretton Woods system, we had gold exchange. What exactly triggered the foreign exchange aspect? I would want to save this story when we talk about foreign exchange because this is more relevant there. Talking about the entire gold exchange. For now, I'm simply looking at deficit financing and I'm telling you that if the government wants, they can print currency with external interference being at its minimum. Reason being, alright, why one question that very often comes to people's mind is why don't we do it if we can do it? Very simple reason is logic. आप लॉजिकल लोग हो इसीलिए आप अनलिमिटेड करेंसी नहीं प्रिंट करोगे because you will look at inflation coming in your country. If I take you back to that video that we did for credit creation, even if this cannot happen, I don't know what made you say that, Shivam, but if even United States wants to print as much currency as they want, they will not do it. क्योंकि आपकी कंट्री में इन्फ्लेशनरी टेंडेंसीज बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएंगी एंड यू विल हेड टुवर्ड्स क्राइसिस. As for Japan, when you're talking about Japan, I don't mind if they print more currency because that is one country that is facing problem of deflation since a very long time. इनका तो सपना है कि inflation हो जाए, so they can print currency. That's not a problem. Countries like United States will face another crisis after the 2008 crisis if they go on printing currency.
Sure, ma'am. Actually, on Friday, I had attended this competition whose chief judge was Aman Chok. He's a CA. So he was talking about this concept only. I researched a bit on it. It was a very confusing concept of deep economics laws and studies, but I'll get back to you after researching more about that.
Yeah, and allow me to stop you there only. CAs are rarely good with economics. Please, no. Some laws of get me the article, get me the content, because whatever you're saying defies basic logic only right now.
Ma'am, there is one more disadvantage
बताओ.
of raising money. Ma'am, जैसे हम अब बहुत ज्यादा करेंसी प्रिंट करेंगे तो फिर इन्फ्लेशन तो होगा ही, साथ ही साथ हमारी करेंसी डिवैल्यू होगी और इंपोर्ट्स पे बहुत इफेक्ट पड़ेगा.
Prashant, again, I would want to talk about this when I discuss foreign exchange. Do you have this as your project?
No, but that's a very logical thing that
No,
that
it's
happened.
not a logical thing. You might end up confusing others, and I don't want that to happen.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Third deficit is the primary deficit. पहले इसका मतलब समझ लेते हैं. And again, the use of this deficit is not there in your book. However, I'll give you the use. Fine. Primary deficit आप कैसे निकालते हो? Fiscal deficit, once you've calculated your fiscal deficit, you subtract your interest payments. Interest payments on the borrowings that we have. अब आपने एकदम से बोरोइंग्स रिटर्न नहीं करनी है, लेकिन जो इंटरेस्ट बनता है आप वो तो रिटर्न करोगे ही. और आप वो अब कैसे इकट्ठा करोगे? यू विल ट्राई टू रेज इट फ्रॉम योर पब्लिक एज एंड व्हेन योर इंटरेस्ट्स बिकम ड्यू. So how exactly or what exactly is the primary deficit showing? One, you look at your fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit से आपको पता चल गया कि हमारी borrowing कितनी है. Once you have your borrowing, you know that additional cost आ जाएगा, that is of interest. You have to pay your interest. So once you find the difference between your fiscal deficit and your interest, that is when you have your primary deficit. एक बारी इसका मतलब देखते हैं. अगर मैं कह रही हूँ प्राइमरी डेफिसिट 0 है, आई होप इट इज ओके फॉर मी टू से दैट माय फिस्कल डेफिसिट इज इक्वल टू द इंटरेस्ट दैट आई एम सपोज्ड टू रीपे. कैन आई वर्क अराउंड दिस? कैन आई से दिस?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Just in case my primary deficit is 0, this simply implies that fiscal deficit is equal to interest payment. Not a good sign. Why is it a bad sign? इसका मतलब ये है कि मेरी इंटरेस्ट इतना हो गया है आज, इतना ज़्यादा हमने पैसा रिटर्न करना है कि मेरा डेफिसिट पूरा ही इंटरेस्ट की वजह से है. मतलब इमेजिन बोरोइंग्स ही कितनी ज़्यादा होंगी कि मुझे इंटरेस्ट के लिए एक और लोन लेना पड़ रहा है. Are you
Debt
understanding it's basically a debt trap. Are you understanding the quantum of loan that you have? कि अब इंटरेस्ट भी रीपे करने के लिए लोन लेना पड़ रहा है. Not a good sign. This is one. Secondly, when do we use primary deficit? Now this is not there in your books. समझ आता है तो ठीक है, नहीं आता है तो not really a problem. No one will ask this. Primary deficit is generally used when your governments change. तो अगर मैं कहती हूँ 2014 में बीजेपी आता है, ये अपना प्राइमरी डेफिसिट देखेंगे. इस टाइम प्राइमरी डेफिसिट क्यों देखना जरूरी है? बिकॉज दे विल टेल कि जो भी फिस्कल डेफिसिट माइनस इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट है, हमने ये खर्चा नहीं किया. ये फिस्कल डेफिसिट हमने क्रिएट नहीं किया है और इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट किसी और गवर्नमेंट ने करी है. इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट किसी और गवर्नमेंट की वजह से ड्यू हो रही है क्योंकि बोरोइंग किसी और गवर्नमेंट ने की हुई है. So you would want primary deficit only to see how much of borrowings are there in your economy, how much of interest payment has to be given, and once your government changes sign, they look at each other's performance in terms of primary deficits. Any questions so far?
No, ma'am.
I can give you alright things that you should know. You should know the meaning of all the three deficits. You should know what each deficit imply. जैसे revenue deficit बता रहा है कि आप day to day expenditure meet नहीं कर पा रहे हो, वो बता रहा है आपको saving अपना कम करना पड़ेगा या capital receipt से करना पड़ेगा. Fiscal deficit is basically telling you the amount of borrowings you will have to do, which will also tell you कि आपके ऊपर कितना interest burden आने वाला है. इंटरेस्ट बर्डन भी सोच के बताओ, प्रेजेंट जनरेशन पे आएगा या फ्यूचर की जनरेशन पर आएगा? फ्यूचर की जनरेशन पर आएगा. आज अगर मेरी गवर्नमेंट लोन लेती है, सो इट इज नॉट द पीपल ऑफ 40s or 50 year of age who will have to pay increased taxes. वो तो तब तक रिटायर हो जाएंगे, they will not have increased income, so they're not bearing the brunt of the taxes. It will be the people who will enter the workforce who will have to pay the interest for whatever the government did in the past. So then saying what Shivam said, you're basically leading to a debt trap there. Primary deficit is when your governments change hand. I can give you certain numericals on this. I hope you can simply substitute values here and there and you can find the values of deficits.
Ma'am, this is actually kind of scary because at present Indian government is operating on 90% of debt of GDP.
Who exactly do you think will help them in repaying? It is the future generation. Or whenever the loans become due, that is when they'll start collecting it from the people. थोड़ा बहुत ये रिटर्न करते रहते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि एक ही बार ही रिटर्न होता है, but you also see the increased burden following on the future generation and not on the present generation. With this, sorry.
No, I was just saying that will be us, the new generation, paying out the loans.
इसमें हमारी क्या गलती है? ये तो ब्लैक मनी वालों की गलती है ना, जिनके
No,
पास है.
ब्लैक मनी वालों की गलती नहीं है.
मतलब उन लोगों ने कितना तो ब्लॉक करी है ना मनी को, तो फिर वो उन्हीं की वजह से तो हम लोन ले रहे हैं, तो वो बेसिकली उनकी वजह से सब हुआ।
अच्छा, गवर्नमेंट ने कुछ नहीं किया।
नहीं,
उनकी वजह से
गवर्नमेंट में
हुआ,
ही तो
people
सब
who
होता है।
voted. No. People, as long as, fine, I can just tell you one small solution for this. Speak up whenever you think something wrong is happening. I'll give you an example about this in the next class. For now, I'm ending this here. I have posted your question for attendance. We meet tomorrow, we conclude budget, and we start with the next lesson. And we discuss this, Shashank.
श्योर
Sure,
मैम।
ma'am.
And Pranay's article also tomorrow. Please start leaving.